Yabama de Semayina Ajo Aba Nunsia Cassia so ewo United Television. Yede Cassia Manemo ewo Mafie mu yede fi Ship House Abeka Junction. Sene so se wobetimi a share ewo Abe Fontaine time so UTV Ghana saso na channel 360 on DSTV so wobetimi a share edi free ho asada Cassia enkomo dwumakuoi. This way chocolate drink, best point savings and loans, best assurance. And after U2 eye data so special eyes mineral water yeda wo munyina asin sama hodo a wobete Africa sie mu bi ene Mrashe bedwam na ye sha sie fina edom kuma no eche se de aban any office of the special prosecutor ama na ye huhu te se kanisi kasam sofo ewura kenofori atai nipa boni ni bi no adwane akota ye hwehwe na ye hunu no wo se eyade a ahomete pa saso ena dom kese wo mrashe bedwam sabre wo mo de chopa kese Ako Ediama, former finance minister, Urakeno Furiata. Edom Kuma, a woman Shibajum Atutubi, Ediamani National Investigations Bureau said, one more as Samai, honorable and not don't pray. Saso and a National Service Authority, Sabri, one more the Cocoboke, Siapa, Ako Ediama say, where Sir ghost names are a war on the Sabu, many of Bress of Crodom, or will be in Africa. Asantehene too for say to totoso mienu na eka say na eche say anye enwomesua ho nsema ye de amanyosem no entwa yi entwa kra saso na obepie mu ewo nwomesua mu so a wo mo ka bia ewo mu ewo nwomesua mu sabe mo ye nhyiemu o mo se ni nyina yes wache yentie ensem no nhyiemu Yako emrashebedwom edom kuma wo mrashebedwom no watoto bi e dia Mani National Intelligence Bureau kwan a wafa so Samai Minority Chief Whip Honorable Frank Anodompre e wo ninsem bi okokan ye ho no edom kuma nse wadikase wani je ho a na omobo akra
Frank Anodompre for questioning over comments he made concerning the disputed Ablekuma North Parliamentary elections results. His words urging MPP supporters to protect their own were swiftly deemed insightful and required interrogation at the highest level of the security apparatus. Yet, when Mustafa Bande, the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC and Deputy Director of Operations in the Presidency, openly declared on live television on Friday, 7th February 2025, that the NDC would sacrifice the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, the NIB found no cause for alarm and did not summon him for questioning. Neither did they demand an explanation for such utterances. The NIB did not also find it necessary to investigate what was an explicit and direct threat to the life of Honorable Afenyo-Markin and a deliberate attempt to incite violence against him. Mr. Bande's comments were dangerous and a criminal incitement to harm the minority leader. It was a direct attack on his safety and an assault on the very principles of democracy and the rule of law. This glaring double standard exposes the dangerous path this country is heading down. One where justice is no longer blind but selectively wielded against political opponents.
Yatwa so be pimo mrasebedwam adom kuma e wo ho no mba no dani Honorable Alexander Kwamena Afenyo-Markin ena sabe odi atudwa se ba no national security omukopie mu e wo former finance minister Urakeno Furiata ne fia wote na wo sesabre ehu abo papa ne papa wo se ne anapa woni ne gina tatafon so edi nkona se de ehu asi abo no yade a entwa yie esan se opanyine kras wo kwa kwhwe na pomuden wonwane ye na wo se wono die oba diomsem bisa mo pese mo bisa ne bia waye krado se obeyi ano.
If there is anything against any past government official, due process must be followed. And I'm sure all of us will have peace. My respected colleague, extend to His Excellency the President of the Republic the assurances of the minority that with this we will also accord him every courtesy due him as President of the Republic. We would cooperate and oppose when we have to oppose. After all, our duty is to oppose you. And we can work together as a people to represent our people and for our people to learn from us and to teach us and to train us and to help us to advance this democracy. I want to conclude, Mr. Speaker, by saying that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, as at this morning, I had an extensive engagement with him. He's traumatized by the labeling of this adjective described to his person. But he still knows that his God is with him. He's undergoing some medical procedure. In fact, I had an early morning engagement with the Chief of Staff who confirmed that indeed Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta wrote to him and is in receipt of the letter. He was very sincere in telling me that. So within reasonable time, I'm sure he would come. I will also engage the Office of the Special Prosecutor, engage constructively, assure him and his office that if there was any miscommunication, I, as a leader of my side, is assuring him that the man will make himself available. He left the country with permission. He would come, and if there is anything that has to be investigated, he will make himself available.
Ghana Statistical Service womani esi ahene form kan bia ewom e wo modwumadiem adi nkita ho ni nyina ene se wo nam sa akwanya so ada Ghana 2024 Statistical Year Overview no omo adanadi na ni nyina nso mu bu kompahwe afrase dwuma wo mudi ye nkontabuo kwan so ensema wo msa ekaye de omo so ne so efaye de beboa ma empuntuo eni sikasem agina no eno ho anamo ene wo mu etui
ni yenye partners ibinum wo Ghana ha ibinum so wo abrochi na yenye won didam kita hon in the Ghana Statistical Service inyame basa na ya danedi in the dodikan ye partnership with ye mobile network operators wo Ghana ha na yeda to go Messi able to use mobile phone data ya bo bana hona wo ye calls no identity na wo personal information yen fenye adwuma nanso cell towers wo ye calls ni fi ana cell towers or receive them calls no ya number of calls na number of different transactions are okodam cell tower but for kase me can call detail records dam call detail records in the yada to go Messi oboboy my yati internal mobility so yada to go population projections between 2022 to 2050 but da yentu manya need yebohwe every month that movement na mobilities na okodo across different districts na different regions and dam jumedina odikan in the Ghana Statistical Service that to go. Yes, you share ye Jumedi or 2024. Na ye day ye book ye friend Statistical Year Overview or 2024 Statistical Year Overview. Now damn document on your document keka able read the figures one, but damn document ye the QR codes that to Obama users access to both ye micro data and a report na ye that to go. Ye mama mankofwe hu juma Shrunkwa Ghana Statistical Service ye di over the year 2024. Now lastly, in the last 7 years, Ghana Statistical Service nye Office for National Statistics ye di juma ibin a wabo hema ye consumer price index ye to be released in terminal. Dam partnerships here ye nye Office for National Statistics ye nye one in the ya extended for another period or be making sure that Jumeja ya shall be able to marry. This na in the year to go and obobwa obia omboa only government but even different users including individuals and the business sector here Ghana osande e betray at any point in time one will move from one place to another. One of the use cases I had to go in there obutuma maye number of hours and crofo odiwa traffic mu major cities and crofo film na woko na the quantity of people who move from one place to another. This is essential information for different stakeholders depending on what interventions are put out to go.
Emarsabe dwam dom kese a ewo honom sabri wo mo de chopa kese akọ ediama former finance minister Kenneth Ofori Atta na wo mo ekasa no na eye dom kese ba no deni honorable Mahama Ayarega edi nsemi tu dwase eyade a entwe yie enyade ye ni kasem na wo mo enhwehwemu no so ade di se eye opanyini a ye frɛ no Richard Japa wona edi animu ema asrafo ne aposifo bia na wo hye wo mo atade ekopie mu ewo eho no mo enti wo mo tu anamo bia sefata se de be ya sade esi ebi nsi bio.
Mr. Speaker, we have investigated the matter and we want to say and assure our fellow countrymen and our colleagues in this House that we have received assurances from the Office of the National Security Coordinator that it was not intended that that should happen, and that occurrence is most regrettable and unfortunate, and he wants to give this House his word and assurance that a thing like that should never happen again. Mr. Speaker, I have also spoken with the Minister of Interior, who has spoken with his IGP, and I've spoken with the Minister of Defense, and all of them give their assurance to this House that a thing like that will not happen again. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me indicate to my colleagues on the other side that this side of the House remain committed to ensuring that this country is reset, that its institutions function properly, that its officials act in accordance with the law, and that the rights and liberties of every citizen are upheld and protected under the regime of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I personally extend my apologies to the former Minister of Finance, and I believe that this should suffice. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yedikasi eko amijim yebas. Ye mahefo nyina akwa abayetwa ensem no so ede amamo. Oswafo hwe Ghana enwumesia ho nsem eso. Eye Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Ode atudwa se eba enwumesia ho nsem a aban aye krado se obebie napono ato ho na one achechefo edi nkita ho ede afa Ghana Teacher Lanshija exams no eho na antiase bi e wo se wo enya eni eniema wo se mo ka ho asem nyina no. Aye krado.
The pledge and promise President Mahama made to provide for 20% allowance for teachers who accept posting to rural areas will be honored faithfully. It will not be one of those unfulfilled promises. It won't be an unfulfilled promise. Indeed, I have engaged my colleague, the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, in the area of fiscal realignment for us to agree to make provision in the disbursement of the common fund to provide for teacher accommodation in rural areas. If we do get the President and Cabinet approval, we should be able to roll it out this year, 2025. It is also my prayer and desire that the Minister of Finance will succeed in engaging with the IMF for us to uncap the GET fund so that I can make additional resources available to finance education generally. I promise to be fair in the distribution of the formula, and in my public discussions, I've said at least we should be looking towards 20, 40, 20%, 40% for tertiary education in order that they keep to their core mandate. 20-25% if possible for free senior high school that government is struggling to finance, and at least for basic education. 30 years after we launched the 1992 Constitution, we promised the people of Ghana that free compulsory universal basic education. We are not there yet, and all of us must be challenged that Ghana still has some poverty levels in literacy and numeracy at the foundation level. But to our teachers, we are proud of you and continue to support government in molding the lives of our people. To the politics of Ghana Teacher Licensure exams, let me use this opportunity to invite you to the National Education Forum. We are open to some ideas and open to constructive suggestions as a government. What is it that enables you to be professionals and to be assessed fairly for purpose of your profession and with a knack of some relevance? We can say that all is not well.
Chairman of National Development Planning Commission, Dr. Nimoy Thompson Nasabri, wadi atudwa se aban ne hihye a woye ebi ne se omubeyi eniema na se ya konsidie enu nti no emwa ma aban ne hihye a edi mpuntu ebeba no efi ho no nti sabri ye ide wo de niema egu akwan mu a wo ye de atesa ohaw ni nyina so se de be ya aban ne ni so ade hu no ene ne hihye ye edi mpuntu obeba e wo man Ghana mu ha nyina so.
It will feature prominently. Efficiency is productivity. And productivity is what separates poor countries from rich countries. And if you're efficient in using your resources now, not just so you can produce more. And I'm trying to say you're efficient in revenue collection now, you can collect more money to spend. If you're efficient in spending your time building roads, it means you can build more roads and better roads. And I've been saying NDPs, we're going to do more research in efficiency and productivity to support both the national government and the local government. And to efficiency, they will feature prominently in the President's coordinated program, which we are preparing, and also the medium-term national development plan, which we are preparing. The President used 4 words, which are actually going to drive the research agenda of the Commission. I said Ghana must function efficiently, or Ghana must operate efficiently. That is the whole thing. The main difference between Ghana and America is because they are more efficient in utilizing their resources. Okay, America, they produce about 80% of GDP per hour. Ghana, it's only about $6 or $7. So they are doing $80 per hour, and we're doing about $6 or $7 an hour. So that creates a huge gap. That's the gap we want to close with our research and support to the MMDAs and, of course, the MDAs themselves. Senior kind of central government in some Mubi, districts not going to mean yet, to mean solve those problems without the role of the central government. About electricity, central government no Mubi. So share electricity. Last time commission a 40-year national development plan. Now we lose 24%. Electricity they were losing 24, almost 1/4. And and she said women reduce it about 12% and then to I think 5% instead of 30% instead of reducing. And to the central government, if the districts are not getting electricity, then it's from ECG. So we need to interrogate that. We need to talk to them about the same thing with water. In Sion, I think they were losing 55%. And so now from Kakra to about 40% or 44%. But we will engage them. NDPC is to engage the national government and see how they can deal with issues affecting the district assemblies. The government has said that in the recent past, sanitation, if you assembly for instance, Edinburgh national government, we even had a ministry for sanitation. And the president can say, assemblies, because sanitation is a local service, and he would send it back to the assemblies. I think once we do that, they should be in a better position, because women at Tihonum, they are in the assemblies, they understand the issues better than someone who's sitting in Accra reading long speeches and talking big English.
Yeko emrashe bedwem a yedi akwakọ gine de edom kuma no ekasa wom se ekwan special prosecutor efa so ye na de eba kanisi kasem so afọ no abokeno foriata ensemu a wom kaso ani jinwa na omoboa opanyin ye mfa so buo bia mo no enso ko wi ase ni OSPCA oye wanted oye fugitive just obi ase yede so bia bono no wadi boni bi no pe ba bi dim kan tentem akọ pe ba bia bono wadwa wom se nye no kre wo ho kra adwi omo.
The reckless abuse of power executed under full military backing signal a disturbing shift towards authoritarian governance, where brute force is now replacing the process and replacing due process, and political witch hunts are being disguised as security operations. It is nothing short of a state-orchestrated assault on individual freedoms and an alarming escalation in the abuse of powers. Similarly, on Monday, 3rd February 2025, the residence of Lord Comey, former Director of Operations at the Jubilee House, was raided with his vehicle unlawfully seized. Former Minister of Defense, Honorable Dominic Nitiwo, was also targeted as security operatives chased him down and forcibly took possession of his vehicle while it was at a workshop. For such incidents to occur under a government that once vehemently condemned the use of military force in political matters or for political ends, is not only the height of hypocrisy, but also a shameful betrayal of democratic principles. The very leaders who cried foul over what they claim to be military intimidation while in opposition are now wielding state power in an even more reckless and tyrannical manner. This is not governance. It is a hostile takeover, reminiscent of regimes that thrive on suppression, intimidation, and fear. The OSP, subsequent to the raid, has also, without recourse to law and due process, announced at a press conference that he considers Mr. Oforiatta a suspect and a fugitive. This is shocking. When no charges have even been preferred against the former finance minister.
Abremu yekwakopie ewa Asantehene temu na Asantehene wura His Royal Majesty Otumfo Setutu a wotoso mienu na sabre odi ato ne manfo ene Ghanafo nyina mo ama no ne enim se wo momma enkabo munya ade a ehuhia wo mu yi pa sanse se wo mu kabo ma ebeboa ama ya mamre ne amane no wo motimi epia akoani mu afi nsoso no ebeboa ede empuntu nsoso aba oman Ghana mu
Asantehene Otumfo Setutu otoso mienu ese nani swade hunu ene se Ghana for ye tu kwan ekwa amanane hina no edo mabra bono ebetimi aye bibipa etimi abo mo ho no mo ho ene o mabusua na afe wo matro mahye mu abo mu krom nso aba bebo mo wabra wo mdi mpuntunjuma ne ade ebra o manfo no na afe o masan kom ho abomu ewa asumdwe kwan so ne nkabom kwan so no mo ankasa etimi asoso mo ho asene ensami wadi tujwa ewa abukudai ye koso ewa menhia ahemfie no okumase wasante mantam ha
Onka nipa no mom sa onka nipa di na chechire se wo ka wo mabom yero ho wate
Eno etrie no Ghana Immigration Ladies Association ene opemso nananom yomowo New York na womoka empanifo anase eku ahodo ekopie mu ewo abukudai na se ewo manhia hemfie na pani ya wada opemso nananom yomowo New York ano nana atakra amani ampon ene Kumase Public Relations Officer ya wada Ghana Immigration Ladies Association ano ASI Anita Kunedu Asumani empanifo mienu ene UTV kase twetwe nkoma womo ade nsem sei na tudwa
Asante eba ana asante train menhia enti se wo pese wo sum yewura menhia ana ahini ti enu ti ni aba da ye ho adi wo menhia kese mu ha yewura so agi atuma chese ni nana ni America hodi e be kase agaze ti me as asante fo hene enti wo be bia na ukofa koso bibu ho a you are not accepted social ni ma no so Asante ba enti e bia ensam so mo medoni na yenyina etimi kabo na etimi emfa empuntu kese emra na mfa yedie emra na ebi kese kedwane Asantema
ma koye
Yeda so ewo menhia ahemfie ne otikra uniberi so na ase tutu na ekasei o se wo hwese de Ghana ye nwumesua ho nsem ekona ase ye de aya manyosem ama abrosokra
Asantehene His Royal Majesty Otumfo Setutu otoso mienu ekire my Ghana ehia de friends National Educational Policy na jesenhye pa ba kwa ejina brania aban bia ba obedi so esense ebesesa no ebasa na oman no ngomesua no ase etoto na se ama eniema ajeagu ayebisi basa wode nsem nyina tudwa ebra na enra wukwe eya wukudenti na wo hye ho fa wokumase a eno wo Asantemantem emu enwode to Ghana dihye nyina enim se NDC abanfofra waba His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edi enim samampani oman ni nyina ntai na tititru eba enwomesua fama se de ebeya obetimi apagya enwomesua edi akogina de kron na somfa so no ebi aka oman ni nyina
mesra ne se amanyosem no we free adesua mu na mo ya hye se free na krose ne ye no obi aba no onsesa no ne ye de sa ekọ na ye kama abanfofro ya kan obie mu wati committee na ye nyina wasi ya church mu ne ehunu mo so na mo mu na koda na bia wo mu amuna monim efom ho no de na achi a mon kam ye mu ebe drum film no senior high school no de na achi a mon kam ye mu na ye si ebie mu asa ebusa sa de na ye ya hwɛ ne anka ne yie na sɛ yɛbɛtene no ne yɛantene no a ɛsɛ kipa so a ɛbɛtena hɔ saa matronfoɔ ka ne yɛkɔ skul wɔ mu na yɛbɛkɔ dan ne hɔ na aduane no si hɔ ɛnɛ yɛse asesa ɛdeɛ nkyira skul no ɛnɛ obi kɔ nɛ no apɔn no obi kɔ ɛdeɛ nkyira mo na mowɔ mu a mohunu akɔkora meteɛ menkɔɔ skul no bi sɛsɛ ne mahunu ade korɔ deɛ muhunu no mɔntwerɛ mmara nanso deɛ bɛn ne yɛde fa so ɛbɛyɛ yie deɛ nyinaa yɛde ano aka bia mu na mobɛtintim krataa bi a yɛbɛhu sɛsɛ na moabrɛ me kɔpe na memakan mowɔ mu no deɛ mode brɛ m na mekan a mɛhu deɛ wɔ mu a yɛtene no ɛbɛyɛ yie na me nso yɛka mede m'ano atom ama
Penny Kwanchefo hwɛ ngomasia so wɔ Asantemantem Dr. William Amankra Apia enso edi sei na tudwa.
There were interventions bebree. Ebi ni say all districts in Ashanti region 200 days of reading. Apart from eno so no yewo nyoma ye de boa less students amuntum nyai ye were remedial classes for them enu yenyiska. And now, secondary schools, so problems no schools no are for me a say ultimate reader or more for me a child who read the answer the main class and all. Sanyoma we in a year so that a intervention a bomb education economy. A Juma Yedia say we are doing all that we can for God and country. She said, and say, yeah, man, yeah, ma quality of education, teacher welfare, and at putting nyoma into the system. So, teacher for records, BBA, and yafe now be free. We are putting all this together so that Ejumano welfare of the teachers will be enhanced. Na Ejumano timye tumpo.
Adesema ye home kasiye na subi.
Yema ehefo nyina akwaba yetwa ensem no so edi amamo na NPP4 and womo eka say woma to be edi amane office of the special prosecutor say ekwan OSP faso ene kanisi kasem so afọ honorable Kenoforiata edi no entwa yie kra ase OSP hukuru mfonyi bi ho edi abeche Ghana fo ama wa painting mfonyi no tum te se sa na tie edi ache omanfo se honorable Kenoforiata kra nipa boni ni bi a edi charge ato no so odwane akopa bebi atebo no ho adwa achese hwehwe bebi a yehu no NPP4 so kaso ni jinwa na womo eboa.
Yesterday, Mr. Kisie Jabin held a press conference and declared Ken Ofori-Atta, the former Minister of Finance, a fugitive from justice. It is baffling that a special prosecutor, a lawyer, and a law lecturer could make such basic mistake in labeling a person of interest who has not been charged and remains in contact through his lawyers as a wanted individual or a fugitive. Once Mr. Ofori-Atta's doctors declare him fit and healthy, he will return to the country. Until then, the special prosecutor should avoid making sensational statements, provoking public emotions, and creating drama over the matter that could have been adequately resolved through correspondence. If you label your former finance minister as a fugitive, which indeed is not so, what you mean is that it is a national embarrassment. It amounts to national embarrassment.
Yatwaka se so mfifi mantemu soafo honorable Eko Ochre eduamo opinion sabe akokopie mu ewo efutu mpesua so ni nyina yemto yare a etiatese ewo ho okoye na wodi abasobo eko edema efutu municipal health director and municipal coordinating director say omo ayade ewo sa clean up exercise a omo ya afen so no mfaso dia ewo ahonidi ho ene se ubi hyehyɛ bambo enema ebeti ebesi yarewa eho kwan ti sabri wodi ato futufo enim se omunyai se omutu ewura egu miamia ensese omutu gu se de be ya sa yare we sei ensan embebio
Mama yetu anomonde yeboshe ekuko na aduma yebodu hanu na ya wanu ya mina aduma municipal director wabo numu nkomo kakra ne yehu mesa nzama roko na coordinating directors we hu ne yeba ngoma yeta ase de mo ye clean up ne yeyi waje papa ono chede edom na la winyimaza ozo ya no ba asa yimpa no winyim nzama odo ha obi banana redo oboso ana aban ze odo ya ende otumubua madam nzama no okodo nemum ya nche na ya mba nkuti ana ontina mukase muka chede ya nche na ya mba nsana enti ye yimpa info bakasa na his excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana the man to be a odobo ade wa bro wa be ude oye bosum ku bia ye green no oye da bosum mpo ne ye bocha obia na adwum je obaba de at least abibia no ode otum de o say sedum kwato waste dumping side now what kind of waste management we run nation say na no gbo anu no okowie wo baabi enti wo be say ofie na say wonya baabi okokokoko ebo de ode kokoko ahụ aja wona wata kite moto nkakraba na say wonya baabi odokopi otubotu obi ni dan na chikwa na odoko enti me be inde ye bohwem kana yeyim de zoom lion na district assemblies na wo ye district assemblies na municipal assemblies baka say ye botum ya identify individuals in the community based sanitary company sanitation companies bia ye botum ye yemo enti dem yimpa no oye adwuma awo winiba ha obi ayim da company we no sesa wura wo winiba enti se winiba kro ma ayefia ye nyina ye yimba bi owo ye botum ya kono ne ye nkwaji amade se obi finka no se wura wa ha se winiba ayefia na abonte ayefia na o che de yimpa no onye ehwi na ye ka waste management nso a da ma ye baye obaye no bi nso inde ode ye che de wura na mpo wanya ne keke oninti se ye wo local based company another ejumaifu bi a watwe menwura no asam yakanza da mi mpaku no dedication beka ho obeche chonka kankra enti ye beka chezum lion so there of education inkanejmo ye no ho because in yada nsi sanu kuti no nya or educate natural plants that medicine what distribute to dasmin na dasna other wedding church ka ho abina na wedding church ka mo because adna akoye church sem abaye nyimpa nusu enti se amfa church enka no ye gya na kaka obaye da garam se sem
National Commission for Civic Education NCCE wonjuma wodi ense ocheche omanfo wasedia ewoso wo mo eye wabombodin ene adesuafo mo Reverend John Time Memorial Institute ewo mfakọ edi nkita ho wa mo mo hia ehia se ensema epie abonten de enye papa obetumi atwe ho afi ho mane bombe bo a ede otan ene odiagbom ebeba no eno nso mbe ahweye ena nsema ombehu a eno nso nke wose wo mo hwe ni mienu nso mbe bo atogu keke no ni nyina ewose omo ye ahweye
Enejumade na ye NCCE ana National Commission for Civic Education ye ni French Embassy ena akabom ena edi enejumade no edi abre school nkwala enye ha nkwan school nkwala bebre a ye ko round a ye ni omo kasa na ade a ye ni omo eka efa ho ye ni e friend wo potem kasa nse fake news ana say false news or hate news na true no ye gina ni ye friend say misinformation disinformation malinformation no ene ye de kasa e kire omo se ne be ya omo behu senia se omunya nsem bi ana information bi efi yen social media ana efi baby a omu behu senia omu be edi kan omu behu se eye information pa ana se ye nukure a ewo se omu nso etumi di tudwa ana se ubehwa sisi a yen social media a abe obia timi posti bibia opebia ewo so se ye nukuro se nye nukuro omu de tuso na mpo se ye nukura emra womu de tuso no eye ne kwan so se omu de tuso ana entino na ewo se ye kyerɛkyerɛ omu no mu hu nsusu ya ewo saa messages no mu emu se ne be ya omu betimi ehu se aso niaminsankei eye asempapa eye nukure ewo se mi so mitimi di tudwa ana se ewo se mitwen san na ankosei ade nti ya ma omu nkyerɛkyerɛ ma omu ehu se ye ka se misinformation na eye information bia wenya unsu pese udi tudwa ebetimi aye information enye nokure unsu na unim na udi tudwa na enye wa adwen se udi ko dada manfo ana se udi ko sey ade nso ebewie kire no wasene no na kyese akosey ade ana se akodada manfo e ma omo aye ne ense mfata nti se ye target schools na ye be kire twom no mo ehu se e wo se omani eda ho na omo hwe se omo nya information bia omo beye mpensempese mu ya kire omo site a omo beko na omo de a check se asonsa information no eye papa na se nye papa sani omo betimi ehun so wo site no ya kire omo step by step sa eyi no omo be download di akọ e di a check se ampa sa information eye information papa eye no kretrodro ana afensu nya na hu a na wetimi ebisa hu se me de kọ sese mre ya bebo ana ye we sani ebe ya omo behu se enye bibia na ehu a ye di ekire na uhu bibia na udi ekire a edi ntokwa na eba na edi tokwa ba how ena edi bro man no because ebetimi ama o man ni nyina akontokwa komu anase ne esi wo no betimi akomu na so omu komu a hwan mu na ebre eye nkwale ya ene mma ene sabio omu edi dem no omu na ebre eni nti na se nkwala no ti ase yi a omu nkoye bibia edi how ebebre o man no.
New Patriotic Party amayoko no sabere omu de nsembe atudwa ni nyina eyese abandada no efa nkrofufufuro bi se omunye ejuma ewa banwuma mu na abanfufuro yi ba yi ene omu se omu etwem eno ena national organizer opanyino kasa ye eye Orura Henry Nana Boache odi tudwa se sa nkrofo na sabere abanfufuro yi se wetwa wo mu appointment mu nyina no omu ma omu no so omu sori waka na eye nema mienu so omu beye oye kire kese a kire aban ne se omu ni nso de waye na nase omu befa emra kwan so no de woye emranim ni wagi ne ho asi honom se obeboa wo mu ewo emra fam bia mu se de beya sa de etu betwa
na yen the New Patriotic Party yen tena ho magana fo entwa dwadwo sa obi bia opese onamra kwan so no ko bia ne tanachi mi a megina hayi ene ye ma lawyer for court a omode asem na kodu court da bi opani Mahama ene onoano chief of staff enyemra kwan so ene omonam no na omo nso a asem ya kan omo ye nuanom asem ya kan omo omo anka omo ko police omo ko military omo ko immigration omo ko prison asem ya kan omo nso kan humom na ne also ye bi omo nye oye kire kwa omo nye omo machi no omo fa nko yera mahama ho omo fa petition koma no se omo so ye Ghana for se bi omo mfiri Burkina omo mfiri Togo omo mfiri Ivory Coast omo mfiri Nigeria Ghana here no omo mfiri no omo so ye Ghana for yera mahama o promises say oba also be the father for all anameboa sa pepepe nti ene de ne bae ne baba o pamo Ghana for o menye adwuma.
Asoye hwe enuane ni kua ho nsem eso no Honorable Eriko Poku ene da wo mo ano odi jida aka wo ho abom na ni nyina ene se wo da dwumedie bia de beboa amakua ho nsem atumi akonkan dwumedie ni fa edin kan ha wo fa ni irrigation for work program no eno ena wada neji
ye kua adwuma no ye de no ye de ye dan ewiem weda se weda no nya na je se de edu aye nyina na asai mo be kai a afia etwa mu no yedua ye nioma na de hu se ewiem nye ewo atifi mantem honum ema yenuane ahodo yedua ye nyina ese efise ye ni irrigation facilities ye dan nyame se wiem nya na ye se de edua ye bia ayekwa na ohwe Ghana so a onyame acha asase kakraka yesusu ye no be se 1.9 million hectares a wo de irrigation a eyeye nanso emududu a yetimi de irrigation na ye 1.6%. We check here about 30,000, some 400 hectares, and as I say, under irrigation. Now here, West Africa, so Maya, irrigation was from Pano, Ghana, Yeni Dika, Yedi from Pa. And you see a kikaya home. Now, irrigation, if you say about 24-hour economy, there was agriculture, it produces raw materials, edema industry. With the industry, you see, now produce January, February, March. Produce brew and just industry no also yin adwuma for di na eya adwuma enye yi to mampanyina hye say yenye program bi e no irrigation for wealth creation na yema irrigation no enko intentem ti phase 1 a ye hye ase nei I was say afi pepepe send na ya wie na sa irrigation a ye hye ase no ye de region makoma konwotwe e na e hye ase na region wotwe no ye pese ye 10,000 hectares ena ye irrigation ye de ma akuafo no na omudua enoban na ye pe se ne be ya ebebo ama kwadwuma no free January ekosi December nyina no yetimi aproduce eti ne ye frɛ ye regional ministers awasa 8 regions no ene ye frɛ partners ebo ya me ayesa project no ena afa jida omo na edi anim ama ya irrigation nyina no ene a ye no omu nyina edi ahia ne se be ya ye papa no regional ministers ombekɔ no omo ne hemfo no aye nhye won sase ne ho na enmanimi ya no yensa aka ensase no na adwuma no so atumi astate senia omampanyini ehye ye no pepepe
Danso AJ Senior High School ewo Nkasemu ewo CTV South Mpesua so ewo Hafo Mantemu ena sabre wo mode ato abayanim se nana nwahemfo ene si sa sukuu na sabre akade ene niema eboa emesuku konanim no eyade a eho akwatwe ewo hono mpanti wo sere aban nana yaw sapon eye Nkasem so mpahene woni UTV ekasai sei no chim
school obodin de danso je senior high o kan wasibiri enikum school sebe na kase na Nkasem hene danso je onuani ne titi ni mo bi sika ene nananom ediske si school but you say wabonu modin bebre nanso no na edin akire ya na aban ni besom ba no kunu kasa aban ni besom no kura no nyoma nwie peye o hwe do me school mo ho na sebe babi on beda ni da na forso kasebe no forso yo ni kura no kwa be chire okosese no de aba beye to enu nyina ya de a yesa aban se sabe ya ye wajoma ma be de Oma ni mpanyinfo na so ntwere ni mehwe school mai na school we mo gidie se obebo na school we e to ntoma pefra eno so ebema koi no anase afwa onya asempa bi afria
abehu se eda no omugu so omoye nti de excellence nka aban ne ba be so omumu no mai omumwa ma atumi akontem ama wo mu de omumu aduane ne nsusa nti aduane ne nsusa se aban be so na obema omatumi ama aye aduane dodo ama nkwa na asom nyina aso
sisi a wohwe baabi a ye mofra ye moduane sem ye no na e be sere se aban no emra na yentimi nya baabi papa ebe hu se bibia de na kwa because mofra no se niam antimi an go through na se bi omuko bi aduane bi a amwa ebe no so kwa kofa yare ne ade de aba se ebe sere aban ne se omehwe na kitchen proper one standard yentiminya ema school no although school no ohene na bo no modern ade ho eye but enye standard ihia se aban no ewa bisum na yetiminya sete
baby a boys in dan omo dan the floor basically distance no mo wa timi sa aban se me ba na be hu kwa na me ka se ntino kamema me ba ni go school but mama me ya we sa aban so aban se obebo mo timi sa aban se baby omo da boys in dan hia first and I was school as I'm sure say what do I need to could be school akasi bi wa utu say ne me bo ho a e bi ni hase ti asra ba sa di bia e so school asi bi e bo school ya abanam la na on be so school na se no mo
Kasieni nyina esi kan ho ani emphasize da ema president then na wo de ho ro se president ene e kanfo e de mawo so sorry anopa shiusi mo onum nye hwam otimi asre nyame wadom na okoda nso anu ahoro sin fefefe na enka bia ama wonum president herbal anase president triple protection ubetumi edi enuremu bia echusin ama no ayefe na president cavity fighter nso ewo ho ansa na president chako ye denweko ya sesom de president eboai anyway
aseda enko enfama clothing palace won na share atade enne se okopie mu ewo clothing palace a mepacho ntade papa efie nti so kọ na kwaje wodie oba ntade nyina kwaje ewo honom wo Accra Central upie mu ewo Lava Shopping Center na or directly opposite nti won so borura honom we betimi afre no ewo 0271998313 0271998313 meda cute cat palo enso asese wo ye miti kama mame or abeka junction udru Ecobank adjacent Ecobank abansoro na wo Ecobank nche ho na eho ena wo
Bella Week Center meda se sa wo ye miti fefefe emami ye de mu nyina ase akenkan for eyemme obahima efia chesedu mene
abina chei wache